Outdoor photography has many perks. Lots of cool content to capture, no need to rent a studio or buy and set up lights, great for landscape and portraits, but probably the biggest challenge is the lack of control, especially when it comes to lighting. Today, we'll go over some tips to help your outdoor photos really shine. This is DIY in 5. Hey everyone, my name's Trisha Hirschberger and you are watching DIY in 5. The show where we make tech easy enough you can do it yourself, all in a video that's 5 minutes or less. Today's episode is for the budding photographer who wants to shoot more outdoor content. We here at Kingston got you covered. Outdoor light, or natural light, can be absolutely stunning when you work with it and harsh when you do not. Morning and early evening light is often your best bet for capturing photos of the natural world since the light is softer and more diffused. This time of day when the lighting is ideal is often referred to as golden hour. So set that alarm for 5 a.m. and get ready, or wait until sunset. Note that midday light can create photos that are washed out or give harsh shadows. If you do need to shoot during the middle of the day, however, try having it so that the sun is somewhat behind you so that it's lighting your subject evenly. If your subject is a person, have them look away from the camera to avoid squinting eyes from the bright sunlight. Also, be aware that the sunlight changes throughout the day, both in terms of brightness and color, so use that to your advantage. Some equipment you can bring that may help with lighting include a lens hood to reduce glare, as well as a variety of polarizing filters. These filters will only allow light from certain angles, which can really help for reducing glare and atmospheric haze, say when shooting distant objects like mountains. The filters also add an extra layer of protection to the lens in case of an accident. Another great thing to bring with you is a reflector. Reflectors are large reflective surfaces that you can use to bounce sunlight towards the camera's subject, say to fill in shadows or keep your subject more brightly lit than the background. Great news! A reflector can be anything from a large white surface like a piece of cardboard, all the way up to a professional reflector that's portable and has different surface types to play with the light color as well. Now that you have lighting figured out, let's talk about your camera and lens options. A wide-angle lens can be an ideal way to shoot landscape photos so that your whole scene gets captured. A telephoto lens works nicely for wildlife shots, so you can get close-up shots even from farther away. In terms of camera settings, it's all about what's in focus and what's not. If you want your whole image to be sharp and in focus, like with a landscape, you'll probably want to have your aperture be around f8 to f22. But if you're shooting a portrait or something similar, you might want some of that silky smooth bokeh, which means you'll need a wider aperture like f2.8 to f5.6 with a fast shutter speed. A tripod is a great way to make sure your shots are sharp even when working in low light environments or at slower shutter speeds. And remember to turn that image stabilization to off if your camera has it. As far as tips for lining up your shot, keep the horizon level and play around with how it divides your photo. Find a focal point that naturally draws the eye and look for leading lines throughout the scenery that points to it. Generally, you want your focal point farther away and your leading lines in the foreground leading back to it, but play around, see what you come up with. Other necessities I like to pack include snacks, water, something to cover my camera in case it rains, and a secure way to carry my personal belongings, especially if I'm shooting near water. And that's that. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future tech tips. See you next time with more DIY in 5.